Hello YouTubers and welcome to yet another review. This time it's of the War Games Tardis, there we go. And second Doctor set, and as you can see the box is the same as pretty much any other Tardis set. Nice sort of window box. Information about the War Games on the back, which, you know, all 0 of you will bother to read. And that is pretty much it for that. So let's actually crack open this box and take a look at the figures, shall we? Improvement, though, I must say straight away while I was opening this, is that this time they've just used standard sellotape to keep the doors shut. They've got a piece here and a piece up here. So this time it means there's no awkward plastic warping the actual TARDIS, so there's no obvious gaps here or here. So yeah, that is a definite improvement on the packaging front. So anyway, let's continue opening it. Okay, so something I will say when going on this Patrick Troughton figure that's included straight away is, for some bizarre reason, they've decided to draw a black line to sort of represent his lip or his mouth section, which they've done on none of the other Patrick Troughton figures. And there's a reason for that, because in some images it does look like he's wearing a moustache, and it just looks, to be honest, it just looks weird in my opinion. Some people might like it, but to be honest, I just think it looks really weird and out of place. I don't know why they decided to do it. There was nothing wrong with how it was beforehand. So yeah, for some reason they've added that addition to it, which is weird because it's the only figure where they've added, you know, a lip line on there. None of the other figures have they drawn like a black line to represent the mouth. So I don't know why they decided to do that on this Troughton figure. But anyway, the rest of it is a slight varying from what we had before. So they've dirtied up the jacket quite a bit, given it a dirty wash to, you know, represent him going through the trenches. And by this point, Patrick Troughton's costume, you know, had seen better days. In fact, I think it was this pocket here that was practically falling off as well. The shirt is a lighter blue and the bow tie, as far as I'm aware, is the same as before. The trousers are an interesting thing because they changed from what they originally looked in the prototype stage. They are actually different now. So again, they've got signs of wear to them, which is, you know, what we want to see. Something they have done, though, is this section here. Now, I'll be honest, I don't think it looked like a tear much in the original image, because the original image, they did try to make it look like a tear, but here, it looks even worse. To be honest, it just looks, it's hard to tell that this is a flat piece that's supposed to come out. Maybe if they, so something I wish they'd done is, rather than just leave that black, is maybe make a hint of some flesh there, but just don't leave it completely black, as it just, to me, looks a bit odd. To be honest, I think it would have been better if, rather than doing that, just still have the flap here, but have the trousers still going down, so just to indicate that there is a rip there. But unless you're going to do, you know, his knee showing, because his knee does show through it pretty much the entire time, then I would have just either left it out or just, you know, have the detailing of a tear there, but don't actually have a hole. The shoes have a little bit of dirt on them, but are surprisingly clean, which Patrick Troughton doesn't actually wear shoes for the majority of the War Games. He actually wears some boots. Mainly, all the location work that is done, he is wearing boots. I think for the indoor sections, I think he is wearing his regular shoes. I can't remember off the top of my head. I did actually watch the War Games a couple of months ago, but when these sets were announced. But yeah, for pretty much all the location work, he is actually wearing a pair of boots, not regular shoes. But to be honest, he doesn't tuck his trousers into them, so you can get away with that. But yeah, not a lot to say on the Troughton now. If we switch over to the TARDIS, I do have a few things to say. Remember how I said, oh, it's good that there's no warping? You know, on the side posts here and here. On my one, there's some warping at the bottom, and the best way to show that is to pull it flat, and you can see here, at the bottom here, it's bending outwards. Same on the other side here. You can see how the door is bent outwards. Now, thankfully this is not the end of the world, since it's just the doors. If I stick it in the boiling water methods, should mean that this should be, you know, come out all hunky-dory, but it is an irritation. Now, the signage. That was the big thing about this one. So, first of all, they've used the correct font, which is good. So it's no longer the new series sort of font, it is the classic series font, which is what I want to see. Now, the front section, they've got the black text on a white backdrop, that is correct. And then on the sides, all the other sides, they've got the white text on a, well, it looks almost like a grey background, to be honest. It's not really a black or a blue. In fact, looking at that in hand, yeah. The Tardis does look bluer on camera than it does in real life. But actually, these three sides should not all be the same. One should actually be completely clear. But I can understand why they haven't done this. So they have made the extra effort to go towards this, which is nice. Now, something they have done, which I will have to put the camera up a bit to actually show you. Ta-da! It's a new lantern. Brand new lantern right on the top. Now, it shouldn't have this bottom section here, which they still haven't removed for some reason. On this one, it's completely smooth on all sides. Normally, these bits here have the texturing. Yeah, you can see that there is quite a dip in the roof on this one. How big the dip is in the roof kind of varies from one to one, but you can see that this is quite nice, and you can see the texturing is on the roof as well. So yeah, it's quite nice. I mean, from the side though, it looks a bit because you can see that this is just one piece here, so they've just painted the very, very ends of the struts going down. But I'll be honest, it does look pretty good, and I'm quite happy. I am quite happy with it, although it does look a bit empty with no bulb. I think really what they should have done is, rather than just make it completely clear, make it frosted, to be honest. A little, kind of like what they did with the Dark Invasion of Earth Dome, like, to make it a little bit frosted, just because it just kind of makes it obvious that there's no, you know, LED in there, or bulb or anything. So, yeah, maybe, and to be honest, it shouldn't be this clean anyway, it should be a bit dirtied up. I can't remember if it was completely frosted by that point. Someone will be able to tell you, and be able to tell me that I am completely wrong, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, taking a look at the door signage. So here we've got all the information on that, dirtied up again. The weathering on these Tardises kind of just vary from one to one. You can remove that, however, the weathering, if it does bother you. However, when you do, it kind of does feel a lot plasticky. This one doesn't have a sticky texture. It almost has a much more chalky texture to it. This one doesn't really have a sticky texture. But yeah, not really much to see in terms of that. You can see there is a lot of dirt on it, and some people have said that this TARDIS is grey. Not really. It is actually, you can see bits here that it is actually a blue, a very, very, very dark blue underneath, almost a grey colour. But the weathering this time around that they've put on it is much, much, much thicker. It almost feels like it's been painted. The weathering is that thick this time around. There is so much on here that it does feel like it's been painted. Now, here we are again. Why, oh why, oh why will they not put some bloody money into removing that bloody speaker hole? Please, just the speaker hole. Because to be honest, like, seriously, or at least put a little stopper in there. Like, if you get rid of that speaker hole, this I could almost accept, but that speaker hole is just a pain in the arse, quite frankly. I have noticed though the base does seem smoother, there's less texturing in that on it. But yeah, taking a look at the backdrop that is included with this TARDIS, hooray, and it's upside down. So you can see here which, Charles, I think in the story they're only referred to as capsules. I don't think anyone actually ever refers to them as anything else. Maybe in the novelisation, although if I'm wrong, again, someone will let me know, but something that is definitely wrong is they shouldn't be this sort of silvery white colour. They should actually be green. And Jamie even refers to them as being green. So we know for a fact that they are green. Yes, it is one of the most minor nitpicks in the world, but damn it, I will complain about it. So, overall, is this TARDIS set worth it? Well, trust, it's the same old story with this, you know. Are you bothered about this TARDIS being inaccurate to the actual, you know, box? Because all the TARDISes are going to be inaccurate to the original one. They're not going to be accurate in terms of sculpting. If that does bother you, then this hasn't changed at all here. If that doesn't bother you and you're willing to live with it, then generally, yes, this is definitely a one worth it. Disappointing that this is the only one we're getting this year. And again, the Patrick Troughton, the lips, and the ripped trouser leg are a bit of a to me, but just to get, you know, a proper original Troughton, not a one from the 2 Doctors that's an Androgum, not a one from the 3 Doctors, no, a one from his actual era. Yeah, gotta be happy about that, and I am happy about that. So that's pretty much it for this review, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.